Hello, everybody. We'll just get started in just a minute.
ASCII Entertainment. A mysterious darkness conquered the island of...
Let's get started. So yesterday we found Nola's brother Dias. In his quest to find fighting, he ended up on Melanot, ended up trapped by Gyra and becoming Gyra's champion. He was tough, that fight was dirty, but we eventually got it, and then we got the Darkslayer. We heard for the first time the name Merlin, who is, as chat pointed out, a High-Elf himself. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go pick up some items, and then I think we're just going to go run for Gyra. So let's go look around and see where the heck we are. So we've already gotten that one, and we've already put it on. Now I think we have to be running over to Cliff Lore's house, which is a good idea anyway because I need more flasks. One thing I wanted to check. The Japanese LP I was watching had breath on their hotbar. Kind of confused of how that is. Oh, here we are. Okay. Very cool. So I can put breath on my button. That would have come in handy yesterday instead of panic healing throughout the Necron fight. This guy is rad as heck. The magic powers of the monsters and mages stagnated on this island, and different kinds of crystals have been found. You can learn magic with those crystals. I think we're good there. 2, 4, 6, 8. Should leave us 1. Kickin' rad. There we go. Just going around getting kingly armor. One thing that's really interesting here is the dichotomy between Alexander and John Alfred. John Alfred is deemed the champion of Gyra, and yet all we're doing is we're getting Seath stuff. So it's a really interesting little thing there. Let's see here. So, let's go see if we can't find the last one. Which might be up here with the fountain. So this is the fountain. Let's boogie back to Leon. By the way, I was thinking about these, like, frog things, and they are exactly what you find in, No Man's Wharf. Those guys. Kind of funny. Just eat it. Don't know how long today is going to be. If we finish fairly early, I might want to go through pilot style. Maybe Magician's Key? Oh, cool. Right. I will use that immediately. Just, there ain't none if you don't start none. Let's go check in on Leon, because he might have something for us. I am sure that Gyra can be destroyed by the Dark Slayer. Alright. Nothing here. Huh. Well, I actually have no idea. Nothing in the fireplace. Okay. No Anne Orlando shenanigans. Actually, isn't there... There is a door. Awesome. That's what I was looking for. I forgot that that was a thing. These are really cool looking. It's too bad I just didn't wear them. But now we have the Ruinous Gloves. Which means we have basically everything we might need. Why did I take the hit there? I do have HP regen, like, out the wazoo. Alright, well, let's make a move on back to the fountain, get our last couple of flasks filled up, and then I guess we're just gonna go back to the Colosseum. It's too bad I haven't seen the fortune teller in a while. a couple of things I would like to have her look at, but fortune teller is also apparently immortal. Like, she remembers Harvine and Harvine's folly, resulting in more or less his death. Wait a minute. Did I use the wrong gate? I'm pretty sure I used the wrong gate. Totally used the wrong gate. Leave me alone, jerks. Now, I was watching a Japanese LP, and I know that there is something written on the wall. So I want to definitely check that out. Before we kick this off. Also, I'm kind of a little bit worried about my bandwidth. Got demon lords all over the place. Ah, here we are. Offer everything to Gyro, who rules the light and the dark. So I checked this against Google Lens, and from what I know, the kanji, and this basically is correct. Gyro rules light and dark together, and yeah, that's pretty much all to say about that. That's essentially correct. So, before we touch this here floating box, there's a lot to say about this next segment. But it's probably going to be difficult for me to stop and talk about it. Truth Mirror doesn't say anything about it. It doesn't know anything about it. We're essentially going to enter the Abyss and the Cosmos. So there's that. Let me just check something. We're going to use Windcutter to start off. It'll probably take me a couple of tries. We'll see how this goes. It looks very Tron-like, but I assure you, very much the Abyss and the Cosmos in one thing. It's populated by mecha versions of termites and mecha versions of the demon lords. The man who woke up the dark side. Offer me all of your energy. This is about 60% correct. It's not about Alex who woke up Gyra. Gyra's already up. But yes, he's looking for energy. He wants the energy to come back to him. But it isn't so much about Alex, which I think is where a lot of the translation errors are happening, because the American version attempts to make Alex more of a character than he is. Yeah. So what I'm attempting to do is to attract the bits. Now, the bits are his guardians. They are attracted with low-level magics. Damn it. I got knocked off the thing, which is something I wasn't sure it was going to happen, but I was like mostly the way through the bits. And since I don't super want to use a dragon crystal for this, I'm gonna load I want to say it's number 2. It could be number 1. Yeah, it's number 1. Whew. I was hoping to get a couple of cheap shots on the bits. Before Gyra saw me. The plan is to kill as many bits as possible and switch to my level 5 magics and attack Gyra. I think I hit Gyra first time with the wind cutter. Alright, that's enough of that. Trying to kill the bits. Time for a timeout. And eat a plume. And there we have it.
Since this time, a holy light broke through the darkness, and the warm sunshine of dawn filled the island. Alexander looked to the heavens and began to feel his spirit glow inside him. He began walking again. Now that he possessed the Moonlight Sword, he had nothing to fear. With this sword, he was more powerful than the gods or the demons, for all knew that he was the chosen man with the chosen sword. Ghosts, monsters, and demons disappeared from Marinette. The two dragons, Seath and Gyra, also vanished from the island. By the will of the people, the two swords were taken to Verdite and sealed forever. This ensured that the people on the island and on the northern continent would live in peace and quiet ever after.
Alright, so take what you just heard and throw it in the trash because it's completely wrong. Alright, let me scroll back up because I had translated everything there. So essentially the ending says this. The monsters retreated from the island and sunlight flooded the island. Gyra was defeated, and Alex had the Moonlight Sword. Now note, there is a way to like climb on top of Gyra if you're like really daring, grab the Moonlight Sword, and run around Melinotte with the Moonlight Sword. You could do that. I wanted to do it correctly the first time. But the rest of the title screens, by the way, there is no voiceover in the Japanese versions of Kingsfield. Those were completely added by Age Tech. So the voiceovers at the beginning and at the end, and in KF3J, are completely added by the American branch. This is in silence. So my translation, with the help of Google Lens, goes as follows. I was looking up at the sky for a while. It was Aleph, also known as Alex, but soon he started to walk, he who recovered the Holy Sword. But if the two dragons are gods, they are demons. It doesn't matter now. My friend's sword is unquestioned, because his people believe it to be the Holy Sword. Because of this belief, it will continue to be the Holy Sword. After that, the monsters on the continent disappeared, and the northern land Seath and Gyra can show up was purified. Google had a little bit of a trouble looking at the kanji here. The two swords became Verdite treasures. The enemy decree is Ehe-sama's continue. The seal was made to pray. And basically they were basically made treasures, and they were sealed within Verdite. They were brought back from Melinotte, and they were sealed at Verdite. Also, who came in from Melina as Leon Shore, but we will meet him again in Kingsfield 3. Woo! That fight with Gyro was a lot of fun. So the ending completely changes in tone with a correct translation. Alex is just a guy, and well, he's not just a guy, he is the Prince of Granatiki, but he is just a guy who went on behalf of his best friend to go retrieve his sword. And in the midst of all that, he found out that the two dragons that people have worshipped are just demons. So essentially he goes, screw it. This sword isn't holy because these two dragons created it or willed it to be so, because I'm sure John Alfred told Alex all about this sword and how it was part of his family and how he had it recovered and restored by the dragon fairies and Gyra. To Alex, the dragon fairies were betrayed by Gyra and Gyra's wishes, and they were created into demon lords. They were betrayed. The High-Elves were betrayed. Now, note, the American version also says that the High-Elves were killed by poison. This is incorrect. It is a dark, colorless fog, actually, that flooded the island and killed them. Very much like demons. Dark, colorless fogs in FromSoft, I mean, you know. And, you know, that's why Leon Shore wanted you to kill Gyra, in a way. It didn't kill Seath. We don't even meet Seath in this game. So that's why that doesn't actually make any sense. So, basically, Alex discovered all of this in his travels. That Seath and Gyra, though they are thought of as gods, are just assholes. And screw them, we are going to forge our own path apart from them. And that's a powerful message, and it is a message I think FromSoft keeps using, that you shouldn't place your belief in God, because God will let you down in the end. Happens in Dark Souls. So that's something to really think about. Let me continue to roll the credits. So this is kind of a demo reel in case you beat the game without having found all of the crystals, because that's kind of a quest in and of itself. I actually don't think I ever used this one. That's one way to kill the Kraken. Yeah, this is the only real place where you see Seath's influence in his armor and his magic. Seath wasn't even touched in this game, so I don't exactly know why the American translation suggests that you did, because it's a very important plot point for the next game. But my thought is Age Tech didn't know there would be a third game. So now Toshizin, who is on the board of directors of Katakawa now, and is the scary guy who is technically still Miyazaki's boss. Some of these guys are still in FromSoft today. Shinichiro Nishida is still at FromSoft. Most recently, he worked on Bloodborne. He is the scenario writer for Kingsfield 4, and he is the scenario writer for Kingsfield 2J. Mark Johnson is the executive producer who I mentioned in the Shadow Tower Abyss prologue as the executive producer who was pissed at Sony. David Silveira is a name you will see because they liked taking some names from the Kingsfield forums and themselves and throwing them at NPCs in their localization. That is the end. Hopefully I can hear some thoughts of what you guys might think as to what happened, where we're going. I think it's really interesting that Gaira was holed up in his own memory palace, like what I believe Ash Lake is, but he is in the abyss / the cosmos, because if you look up, you would see a lot of stars in the skybox, and you're basically walking on something invisible. It's Tron, quote Tron, like, to make sure that you know where you can stand. But imagine you're basically walking on invisible stuff, and you are in the abyss, and the cosmos is right above your heads, and it's very much like Artorias' ring and his covenant. So that is Kingsfield 2J / Kingsfield 1U, and thank you very much for joining me for this LP, and I will see you later. I hope to see you guys in the comments or on my Discord, where we talk Big Bang theories about this game. I will be back for those of you on Twitch. I think I will switch over and load up Kingsfield pilot style. See you in a minute.